Una good evening, my country people. Na news at 9 I carry come una domot from Wisdom Yard Television. My name na Toyosi Adeshino. Make una listen to the koko wey dey inside the tori. Who be Christian Malanga wey lead the failed coup for DR Congo? High cost of drugs hit patient for Nigeria. Attempt to overthrow the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo in the last few days don further cause tension in the Central African country. Brigadier General Sylvain Ekenge, DR Congo Army Tok person, on 19 May say several armed men attacked the office of the president and second attack take place nearby for the house of Vital Kamerhe, former chief of staff and close ally to the current head of state. Following the attack, them don arrest 50 people including 3 US citizens. Many initially believed say the attempted coup come from group of Congolese soldiers wey dey linked to the presidential guard. However, them later confirmed say na opposition figure Christian Malanga carry out the move long-time critic of President Felix Tshisekedi. The army confirmed say them shoot Malanga dead for the presidential palace after he received arrest by the security forces. Them last see him alive on Sunday morning via live stream on social media platform Facebook as they stand alongside several heavily armed people wey dey near military uniforms. Felix, you dey go out, we dey come for you, Malanga talk, as he confirmed his intention to overthrow President Tshisekedi regime. Malanga, where they stand next to him pikin, Marcel, security forces don't arrest him. Malanga tell viewers for French, English and Lingala say the military don't tire and them no fit march together with Kamerhe and Tshisekedi. Christian Malanga, na 41-year-old man, wey don born for Kinshasa on 2 February 1983. Him papa na Joseph Itebjo Malanga from the Mangai village and him mama na Christine Kapai for Kinshasa. At age 5, he lose him mama and him papa later remarry Chanta Kibonge Malanga. Christian Malanga na the oldest of 6 pikin of her late father. Malanga been live for Swaziland at the age of 15-year-old as political refugees in 1993 and later moved to Salt Lake City, Utah in 1998 as refugee. He later returned to Congo for 2006 as military captain after he co-founded one non-profit called African Airplane Society for the same year. Malanga ran as parliament in 2011 but them arrested him 2 days before the poll. He exiled himself to US for 2012 to acquire American citizenship. For 2017, he created government for exile in Brussels, named the New Zaire, where he won restore sovereignty to the Congolese people. He proclaimed himself as president of the United Congolese Party (UPC), as he claimed to dey fight for prosperous and safe new DRC. This is a national political party where he formed after him experience during the 2011 parliamentary elections. Malanga dey successful for both business and politics until he died on Sunday, 19 May 2024. When he believed failed coup against the government of Felix Tshisekedi for Congo for the Palace de la Nation. The rising cost of regular drugs for Nigeria dey push medication out of the reach of many people as them dey struggle with the ongoing cost of living crisis. The prices of some regular drugs don double or triple in the last couple of months, wey make them unaffordable for country where over 60% of the population dey considered poor and survive on less than $2 a day. Nigerians also dey face rampant inflation wey is 33.2% in March 2023, the highest rate in almost 3 decades. Costs also dey affected by the government decision last year to remove fuel subsidies. Nigeria Health Minister Mohammed Ali Pate tell the BBC say drug prices dey linked to unstable currency exchange rates wey don increase the cost of imported medicines. The minister also point out the low rate of enrollment for the country health insurance scheme wey don leave many to dey pay for drugs out of pocket, and this further dey worsen the burden of rising costs. The government don announce steps to address the spike in drug costs. The Ministry of Health recently pledged to make am easier for local pharmaceutical companies to import ingredients and equipment to produce drugs locally. However, e no dey clear how soon his plan go dey implemented. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), 95% of all medicines wey dem dey use for Africa dey imported. The continent accounts for just 3% of all medicine production globally, with only Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa wey get big pharmaceutical industry. Before I end the tori, make una listen to the koko wey dey inside it again. Who be Christian Malanga wey lead the failed coup for DR Congo? High cost of drugs hit patient for Nigeria. This na the end of the tori. My name na Toyosi Adeshino.
news review brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television. I am Odunwayo Adeliri, and with me in the studio this morning I have...
I'm Rochi Meorilo. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching us from all over the world.
Good morning to you. Thank you for joining me in the studio this morning. Our sponsor still remains Nokpa Herbals and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. Like I always clamor, Nokpa deals with Nokpa Herbal Mixture, Herbal Co, Herbal Tonic, Herbal Bitters, Herbal Energy Flusher, Herbal Energy Powder. And King Victor Nigeria Enterprises deals with any kind of foodstuffs you need at home. You can locate them at number 2 Awolowo Makun Shagam in Ogun State. While for Nokpa, you can call or send in a DM. You call the number 0701010859, or you send in a DM and a quick response will be sent to you. You know how we do it on the show. Bring to you news that made it to the top. We'll go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we continue from where we stop. We'll talk on the one we feel we should talk about. But we will not be the only one talking. You can also drop your own comment in the comment section. On Punch Newspaper this morning, I have 30,000 Naira minimum wage. Labour issues 2-week ultimatum to defaulting states. Police hunt fleeing cult leader in Ogun. NLC to picket Turkish airline for sacking 7 workers. Osun Assembly OK salary increase for political office holders. Rivers crisis, Clark asks PDP APC chairman to caution Wike. On Vanguard newspaper we have minimum wage, NLC TUC mobilize, CSOS others for strike. I need 35 visas to travel within Africa, Dangote laments. Treason charge, why federal government can't try me again, Kanu tells court. And on Daily Post newspaper we have, it's illegal to entertain some charges against Nnamdi Kanu, lawyer tells court. Imo women protest alleged police brutality. Fubara, Wike must work together for Rivers people, ex-president Jonathan. These are the news that made it to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. Your family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Herbal Mixture, your family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break. That is our sponsor, Nokpa. You can call or send in a DM. So without wasting much of our time, 30,000 Naira minimum wage. Labour issues 2-week ultimatum to defaulting states.
Well, to me, it's a welcome idea for
Labour.
the Labour to have come out to issue this, because you know, this country is so-called Nigeria. We don't know run Etasketa not until we see.
Why did you call this country so-called?
Yeah, so-called Nigeria. Is it not Nigeria?
It is Nigeria, but why it is so-called?
It's so-called, the country is so-called Nigeria. You know, Nigeria, my country. We don't run Etasketa not until when we see something that is
Yeah, it's chasing us, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you see, federal government are so adamant to the extent in which they always play on the intelligence of the people, not until when the whole matter escalate, then you see them running Etasketa. You could remember what happened during the NSAS 2020, when the protest just arose all of a sudden.
Nobody even knew.
I was wondering who triggered that protest then. This same set of people who are in the National Assembly, then came out at the entrance of that. You know, the gate was locked against the protester. They had to put the gate down. They're moving to the complex. When they got to the entrance of the complex, the senators, they came out telling those set of people that are protesting there that they should give them 1 week. They are going to meet up to their demand. How many years after now? Nothing has been done. Now, if another thing now comes up, you see them running Etasketa.
I think, you know, NLC, TUC and the likes, they are actually giving the federal government till the 31st of this month. That is 31st of May 2024. So actually increase their salary to 615,000 naira. And now we have some states that are still defaulting in that minimum wage.
Minimum wage that they refuse to pay.
So now they want to close everything. They are giving them ultimatum of 2 weeks.
Those states needs to be dealt with.
So that 2 weeks that they are giving them for ultimatum, everything is going to come in accordance with that May 31st.
May 31st.
So we know that once we are
those
done
governors
with
needs to be dealt with, because those set of governors, when you look at them, you see billions of naira that they were just scraping out of the state fund. No, for instance, now go look at what Yaya Bello did.
80 million naira paid for 80 billion naira paid for his children's school fees.
Why some set of people are in that state suffering that they are yet to collect their salary? Is that not wickedness?
Wickedness of the highest order. The organized labor comprising of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress on Monday ordered state chapters to issue 2 weeks ultimatum to states that have failed to implement the old 30,000 naira minimum wage. The NLC and TUC took this decision during a jointly held National Executive Council meeting, which took place on Monday. Today's meeting was held ahead of the meeting with a tripartite committee on minimum wage, which is slated for. The committee is expected to meet Tuesday after negotiation failed last week during the walkout by Labour, as the federal government proposed the sum of 48,000 naira as the new minimum wage. The chairman of the Committee on National Minimum Wage, Buka Goni, indicated in a letter of invitation to labor leaders that negotiation would continue on Tuesday. The organized private sector, on the other hand, proposed an initial offer of 54,000 naira. That is for private sector. Private sector wants to pay minimum wage of 54,000 naira. Federal government is coming to say they want to pay 48,000 naira. We should go higher.
I don't know.
No, they said private sector should pay 70.
The first thing the president of America, they know the elected president of America did. That's Joe Biden. What he announced was that any parastatal that cannot pay, any private company that cannot pay so amount of dollar per 1 hour should close up.
Fold up.
That was the first thing they did. If you cannot pay your workers so amount of dollar per 1 hour, I've forgotten the amount of money he mentioned that the company should fold up.
See, once it comes to, if it is one person that is coming out to say what they are giving us is not enough, we might not actually hear it. But when it comes to joint cry, this is not just one person coming out. All bodies are coming out under NLC umbrella. They are coming out. So the federal government will not tell me that they've not actually heard the cry.
Do you know one thing about this Nigeria? I'm so more baffled the way our leaders sold us out to all these white people. Most especially the Chinas. You know, we have most of the Chinas in Nigeria. When a company is being established, you know, a Yoruba man or a black man will be appointed to be in charge of the co-workers, of the workers that are working in that company. Maybe, for instance, now, on their payroll, they are expected to pay at least 150,000 naira for each workers. When the man is being appointed, the first thing the man will first do was to look for the favor of the boss.
Of course.
By saying, 150,000.
It's too much.
When you feed these people too much, or when they are filled up, they will rebel against you. It's better we give them 30,000 naira.
So that's the definition of non-militis, man that is actually doing.
And this same set man will be fighting for his own pocket of raising his salary to 200,000 naira because he's going to be in charge of the workers. Well, whenever anything happens between the workers and the company, he will be the one to represent the company in the presence of the workers. That's how our people normally do. To the extent in which even the leaders cultivate that action, that when the government came in, they will try as much as possible to make sure they frustrate the efforts of the workers. So when you are not filled up, when you are hungry, you will not be able to stand against them.
After jumping the talks, the Labour leaders addressed a press conference where they expressed their anger over the federal government offer. The national president, Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, insisted on 615,000 naira minimum wage, arguing that the amount was arrived at after an analysis of the current economic situation and the needs of an average Nigerian family of 6. I just wish these people would be able to stay true to what they are actually doing, because I already know Labour since the inception of this administration.
You know, Ajaero, you know a lot of complaints about Ajaero. Maybe Ajaro had a lot of complaints that people were complaining about him. Maybe he has collected.
I am part of those that complain.
Yes, I'm also part of those people that complain.
Because during the tenure of the former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole,
that's Adams. Who dares him?
You can't.
You can't dare him. You can't dare him because the man is always full of action.
He's a man of his word.
And he's a man of his word that always back his word with immediate action. Now, when Ajaro came in, Ajaro did nothing in the real area of protecting his colleagues that appointed him to be the president of NLC. Now, maybe there's a lot of complaint that he too himself had that makes us want to stand up against this now.
I would say he is not trying to stand up, but I still want to believe he's not going to stand up because this is the person I've known since the inception of this administration, Tinubu-led administration. Each time they tell you they want to come for protest or strike, I don't know, once we just see this, their chief whip from the House of Senate, Ali Ndume, forget about their protest, forget about the strike, it can no longer hold. So I would actually believe them. Come May 31st, federal government did not increase the salary.
Okay.
Then they come out for strike. That is when I'm going to believe them.
Let's wait and see what the pregnant night will give back to.
Yeah, it is. This one says treason charge. Why federal government can't try me again? Kanu tells court. He said yesterday, I can't be tried in any court in Nigeria. It is in the law. Well, but now he's telling us the reason why he can't be tried.
He can't be tried. Let's go into the body of the news and the reason why he said he can't be tried.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Monday dismissed the fresh application on the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu filed to be released on bail, pending the determination of the treasonable felony charge the federal government preferred against him. The application was dismissed on the day the defendant adduced reasons why he could not be tried before any court in the country. Kanu, who addressed the court from the dock, denied the allegation that he jumped the bail that was previously granted to him, insisting that he only escaped an attempt to assassinate him.
That is what he said, that he only escaped. But you know, he only what I saw wrong in what he did then was that he had to flee the country.
Running to Kenya.
Running to Kenya. What about those people that stand as a guarantor, as a surety for you? What happens to them?
He's trying to implicate them.
You are implicating them because some set of people stand as a guarantor and a surety for you before you can be released. And I believe those set of people that stood for you, you know a lot, you know what the worth of their property that they are going to put down in court for standing for you. So for you to have run away from the country, automatically you are not a man enough to fight.
One thing in Nigeria system, their judiciary system is once you are granted bail, your visa, your passport,
everything will be seized,
and you cannot travel out within that jurisdiction.
So he had to sneak out of the country. I watched a video.
He said he even went on water.
I watched a video yesterday about which Dele Farotimi did with Teju Babyface when he said President Muhammad